I think Halo's a pretty cool guy. It shoots aliens, it doesn't afraid of anything. Jokes aside, the power fantasy of playing as Master Chief is pretty fun, but what if you wanted to play as a regular Marine? The UNSC Marine is the core infantrymen that we see in the Halo franchise. While vastly weaker than a Spartan, the Marines fight against insurmountable odds to defend humanity. Marines such as Sergeant Johnson, Sergeant Stacker, and Chips Dubbo bring such a lively energy to the Covenant dance. The Marines have such funny things to say and feel like actual people spouting one-liners or retorting to the crazy situations they're in. This has endeared me to them in their struggle since I first played Halo. As the manual says, they are fighting a losing battle against the Covenant's superior tech and numbers. These underdogs deserve a little more attention in the spotlight if you ask me. The closest to a playable Marine we've gotten was Halo 3 ODST, a game that focuses on Special Operation Marines, not regular Marines duking it out with aliens. The ultimate playable Marine experience mod is just the type of mod I was looking for. We are in for a world of hurt! This mod plays just like Halo 1, but with a few crucial differences. Spoilers for Halo 1 ahead. The cutscenes are goofier now. Your mod will change upon death from time to time or when you load into a game, which I think is pretty cool. Dialogue coming from Master Chief will show the Marine's mouth move along with Cortana using the radio, so when Cortana's talking to other people using your suit's radio, it's coming out of the Marine's mouth, which is hilarious.
One moment, sir. Accessing the Covenant BattleNet. According to the data in their networks, the ring has some kind of deep religious significance. If I'm analyzing this correctly, they believe that Halo is some kind of weapon, one with vast, unimaginable power.
Your character will T-pose because there was never an animation for the Marines that uses Master Chief's movements during cutscenes. You are no longer taller than everyone else, you are now their height. This also affects jumping height too. I mean, look at that. I can't make that jump, the crouch jump, but as Master Chief I could do it. You don't have energy shields, but you do have armor. Similar to the later title of Halo 3 ODST, with its stamina system, you have regenerating armor points now. This health system exists in the base game for the AI Marines and was transferred over to the player character in this mod. Since it's invisible to the player and has no indication of how much damage your armor can receive, your playstyle is going to change. You can tank 1 or 2 hits from a stray plasma bolt, even on heroic, but a larger barrage of hits will override your armor points and dip into your health points. As you can see, the HUD layout is different as well. It's all localized on the right side because of the eye lens on the helmets being on the right side. The motion sensor will still operate like normal. Even though we have a HUD, crosshairs are missing. This means you have to get a feel for your shots. Weapons with scopes like the pistol and sniper rifles still have their zoom-in feature due to the lore reasons of the SmartLink tech. Another disadvantage is the flashlight only works for the assault rifle. This didn't really bother me because the assault rifle is my favorite gun in the game, so I had access to it readily, but for others that like to change things up, I can see why it'd be annoying. A good gameplay fix for this would be to have the eye lens have a night vision toggle. Another cool trick would be to use the plasma pistol, charge it up, walk through the hallway with it being charged up, but then to not waste any energy to switch to your other weapon. You don't lose any energy at all doing that. Enemies may behave the same, but you cannot use the same exact tactics as Master Chief, especially in the higher difficulties where the punishment for taking damage is greater. This will require you to change up your strategy. The use of barriers and corners is now highly encouraged for cover. Peeking from corners or from natural barriers will be useful to not get hit by enemy fire. Speed is more important to utilize now. If you can eliminate your enemy before they see you, catch them off guard fast, then you can move on to your next objective quickly. Finding health packs will definitely be a bigger priority now. There was no buff to adding more of them, so be cautious and frugal with the limited amount available. On the bright side though, the overshield still works. You don't get shields, but your armor is buffed until you run out of the extra points just like in the base game for your shields. Level 1 has a bad glitch that crashes the game when you reach the ending for some reason. I wish that this would get fixed, but it probably won't. Those boulders scattered throughout the level Halo are really useful now. The Spirit dropships are more hazardous, with their turrets being more deadly to you now. Still pretty easy to dodge them unless you're careless or unlucky. Seriously though, don't fight in the open if you value your health. Hunters can be a bigger problem for you if you let them hit you. Honestly, levels 1 through 5 play pretty similar to each other, on heroic and below. You play fast and hard or slow and methodical. Being in the open is a death sentence if you're careless, like seriously. Serpentine formation, serpentine! I'm repeating myself because if you don't learn that lesson, you will be dying a lot. Okay, so the game is just you as a Marine with less health and armor than Master Chief, right? The major draw of the first 5 levels as a Marine to me is how you feel like you're in the trenches with the troops. You're not this nigh invulnerable super soldier who utterly defeats his foes in triumph. No, you are a lowly normal human now. A normal man that must either be quick on his feet or be tactical in your approach to all the firefights now. Being in a vehicle makes you a larger target now, without energy shields. But good thing being in a vehicle also means you're faster. Everything sounds good, right? Real quick before I get to the flood. I never saw this scene play out like this. Creepy how the bodies just fall out of nowhere. I wonder if this is part of the mod or this was just a one-time accident. So yeah, fighting the flood changes things even more. There's a scene from the novel where Master Chief comes across the mangled corpse of a Marine who almost made it to the index on the library, and in a way, this mod is what if we followed that Marine, Marvin Mobuto, if he had plot armor. It's no big surprise he didn't survive because the flood is even more brutal now, like as a regular guy. Without energy shields to protect us from the infection forms, they can tear right into your health. Your armor does no good to stop the killer balloons. The good news is that you can knock them off of yourself or run away to detach them. Even so, the sheer number of them means that you have to deal with them head on and not just run past them if it can be helped, because if you're in a close quarters and they get next to you and touch you, and there's a lot of them, yeah, it's going to be a bad day. The combat forms will kill you in a few good hits if you let them get close. The assault rifle has the speed of clearing a group of infection forms or combat forms. Really handy weapon for the latter half of the game. I didn't talk much about the shotgun in my retrospective, but the shotgun is a workhorse for putting these undead freaks back into the grave.
I'd like to keep this handy for close encounters.
I heard that.
The pistol, of course, is no slouch either and is reliable as ever. The library is already hated, but as a Marine, it's more grueling of an experience. I have died so many times going through that gauntlet of pain. Thankfully, this mod supports co-op. Going through this experience at the front is better than going in by yourself. The Warthog run is always better with a friend. But hey, if you hate socializing, then go through the pain of fighting the flood alone. Of course, plasma weapons also do give an advantage of stunning your enemies when you hit them. No one ever usually talks about that when it comes to the flood. Bottom line, this mod is worth your time if you always wanted to experience Halo 1 as a Marine. Out of all the Marine mods, this one is my favorite simply because it's in first person and it feels most like vanilla Halo, with the least amount of changes. Helping Dustin Echoes on his journey has been fun. Thankfully, it's not the only Marine mod that has been made. In a future video, I will talk about the Halo Infantry mod and its easy version. And remember, stay frosty.